is a video review of the Transformers Studio Series number 65 Blitzwing from the Transformers Bumblebee movie. So I got this guy from Amazon just a couple of days ago. I got him yesterday. Didn't even take long. I didn't even go for any rush delivery option or anything. She just popped up like less than 3-4 days after I bought him. So I was really pleasantly surprised. Overall, I think he is a really good figure. He's missing a lot of details, so probably something that Toy Hacks will fix in the coming days, and I'm looking forward to that. But first, so that's another review altogether. So let's just focus on Blitzwing for now. So I have him in this iconic "I'll stab you in the neck" pose with the Jeep Bumblebee. So let's remove that. And let's focus up. Spoilers. Let's focus on the figure. So first off, let's look at the box. So let's zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so it's the standard Studio Series packaging. Nice image of Blitzwing there. She is figure number 65. Blitzwing's head sculpt. He is a Voyager class figure. Nice CGI image of Blitzwing there. At the back, Blitzwing in robot and vehicle modes. 27 steps. Bio only says Blitzwing silences, literally silences Bumblebee, and Blitzwing in the backdrop. This is the same backdrop that we got with Bumblebee, as I remember, only upscaled to Voyager size. Instructions, which is pretty clear. Nothing too spectacular, but not bad. And his wave mate is Skipjack, which I haven't got him. He does come with 2 accessories. First is this blaster. So it's nicely detailed, lots of molded in stuff there. A little bit gappy, especially here, but not too bad. And this just slots in either hand, so it's, you know, it's symmetrical, so you can plug it in either hand. So how it works is there is a slot there, or a peg there, the slots there, and this 5mm port that goes around the hand. So you just peg it in either hand. There you go. Oop. One complaint, we'll go through that later. That's why one complaint about the figure. So yeah, it does look a little bit gappy when looking from the bottom, as you can see, but not much you can do there. He also comes with this neck stabber thingy that she uses to stab Bumblebee's voice box with. So how it works is it just has that standard 5mm port there, so you can use it on either hand. So you just pull the hand out. It's the same with the other hand, and then plug this one in. So that's it. I mean, cool way of doing it. Now, as you have seen at the beginning of the video, when they fell off, they do store at the back. So there's that peg there, and that smaller peg there. So this one does have a peg with that peg hole, and this one does have that silver peg that goes there. So yeah, nice way of storing it. You can't see it from the front. Now focusing on the figure itself, right? I think this is one of the best Studio Series sculpt wise, one of the best Studio Series figures that we've gotten. And at least in my opinion, this is my favorite Studio Series, and it has surpassed my previous favorite, which is Helicopter Drifter. So yeah, proportions wise and everything, it does capture the likeness of Blitzwing, at least in robot mode, as compared to the Bumblebee movie. So I'm really happy with how this guy turned out. I think that head sculpt was really nicely done. Really captures Blitzwing's likeness. Lots of molded in detail. Intakes there. Properly painted in, Starscream colors, which we'll go through in a bit. The side, It is really nice, you know. Aside from that gap there, he is fairly solid. Not much in the way of, you know, gappiness and all that. Even the back is fairly clean. If I remove this, right? Yeah, fairly clean. There is some gaps there, but it's not as egregious as most figures. So yeah, I think really nicely done Blitzwing. So just for some quick size comparisons, here he is with other figures from the Bumblebee movie. So that's Shatter. That is, I'm not gonna take out the other versions of Shatter and Dropkick. These are the definitive versions anyway. So we have Jet, Shatter, and Car, Dropkick. And we also have the Optimus Prime. Yeah, about the same height as Prime. And the only robot that he does share screen time with in the movie, Jeep Bumblebee. And the other comparison that I wanted to show you, so this is Studio Series Blitzwing with, you know, our current definitive Blitzwing. This is Titan's Return Blitzwing. And of course there is with Siege Starscream. So as you can see, right, maybe quite a bit smaller than Blitzwing, so definitely shrinking in size. And taking a closer look at these two, right, they do share a lot of the same elements, right? The cockpit, even the face design with all the intakes on the side of the face. So yeah, I think he was really supposed to be Starscream. Even those missile pods look slightly like the null rays. So checking the articulation for this guy, right? The articulation for this guy is really good as well. Better than most Studio Series. So he does have the swivel on the head that goes up and down as well. So lots of motion there. There is a swivel on the shoulder. Unfortunately, that hinge on the shoulder is a bit tighter than both that peg and that hinge. So if you try to lift this, the entire torso goes out and the backpack unhinges. Let me just hinge that back. I think if they made this a little bit looser, we won't have that issue. Anyway, so that swivel there goes as much around until it hits that wing part. There is a swivel at the bottom there. It goes in and out. Swivel at the top. Double joints on the elbow, which is nice. Swivel here. On the other side, they did include this open close hand gimmick, which I don't know why they included that. At first I thought it was to choke Bumblebee, but you can't do that either. So I don't really know why that is for. There is a slight waist joint, so I don't know why they put it. It's very, very slight. You can do a little bit, but not by much. And it's not a transformation joint. It's definitely a waist joint. They could have removed that altogether. Now, one thing that it does help is so you can go all the way forward, but when that is in a neutral position, the leg is blocked there. But if you swivel it a little bit, then you can go a ways back. Not a lot again, but there's a slight swivel back. This thing does swivel out a bit, so if you can, you know, open it up if you want him to have a little bit more dimension. Now the knee joints just go 90 degrees, which is enough for most poses. Swivel at the top there, and he does have a very generous ankle pivot as well, so you can get him in a lot of cool poses. It's really fun. You can really put him in a lot of dynamic poses without a lot of, you know, problems. Now, transforming Blitzwing is a really fun, really involved transformation. One other unique transformation that I really liked. So first thing you do is you lift this. Okay, let's unpeg the back first. So you can do the legs first or the top first. I prefer doing the top part first. Unpeg the back. lift this up to give it clearance. You then fold the head in. So in robot mode, just so you know, so just so you know, right, it's not the peg that goes in the hole. In robot mode, it's this squarish bit that pegs there. So see, but in jet mode, you peg that into the hole. So just so you know, right? So you push the head in, cover it with the cockpit. This allows you to rotate this out. Okay, so this fell off. These are the missile pods. Remove it. That's fine. And then you close this nose cone up. So that's the front. Okay, and then you rotate it up. That's the front of the jet. These hands, let's prepare it now. Okay, yep. So what you do is you fold the hands up and just rotate it 90 degrees there, and then you rotate this part so it is parallel to the back like that. Let's do the same on this side. Rotate this hand all the way around and rotate this up. Oop. Okay, so that's done. Let's do the legs. First thing you do is you rotate the legs around. Let's do this leg first, and then you unpeg this one, rotate this like so, and fold the toes in. There you go, and rotate this up. Do the same on the other leg. So let's just rotate this, fold that, unpeg, and then fold the toes in. Okay, now with that done, you just peg the feet together like so. Now the peg on that part is a bit tight, so unless you trim a little bit of fat off of it, it won't peg all the way. It's not too bad. Just peg it as much as you can. Now once that's done, you fold this up to the torso like so. Go. Let's move this into position again. There we go. And then you move this top part, fold it down. Let's extend the wing, and then see that molded cavity on that panel. It will just fit that bit. So before we do that, fold this top part. Okay, and then we peg it all in. Okay, so that's that. Then you just splay these tail fins out. Then at the bottom, let's straighten up the hand. At the bottom, you peg in the missile pods. So fold that up, peg it on that slot. So just peg it there. Do the same on the other side. And there you go. And then you just deploy the landing gear. There you have Blitzwing in his jet mode. Now this is probably not the best jet mode. First off, I wish they licensed the actual jet. This one is not really an actual jet, at least not that I know of. If you guys know what model this is, do let me know, but I don't think this is an actual jet. It does have the requisite parts to make it look like an airplane, but I think it would have been better to make it an actual jet, if that makes sense. The other bit is I don't like that these tail fins are lower than the wings. Just me nitpicking, I guess, but no, that's not really aerodynamic. So yeah. Now these weapons do store on the vehicle mode. So this one you can peg on those slots there. So just position it so it's not visible from the top. And this gun, you have a couple of options. You can peg it here, which makes the tail a lot more egregious. Now the other option is he does have that slot, which I couldn't figure out what that slot is for until I noticed that peg there on that post. So you can actually peg this there, and that looks a little bit nicer. I think it covers up that robotic detail and fills in that gap. So yeah, nice way of storing the weapons. Now for some size comparisons, here he is with Bumblebee. So I think these two scale a little bit well. The other comparison I wanted to show is here he is with Siege, no, not Siege, Earthrise Starscream. Now they do have a bit of more color differences, but I think, you know, the high level design elements are still there. Okay, so final thoughts. I think this is probably my favorite Studio Series figure so far. It does have some flaws, so it could go with a bit more decals, and I think Toy Hacks will be releasing a set for this definitely, and I'm patiently awaiting that. But as it is right now, I think he is an awesome jet, and definitely something that would go well with your other Studio Series Bumblebee figures. Definitely a must-have if you ask me. If you don't have him yet, go for it. It's a really nice figure. So yeah, that was the review. If you like that review, please do leave a like, leave a comment, and do subscribe. As always, this has been Grimtrigger, and this has been the Studio Series Blitzwing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.